welcome to After Talks. I'm Ayana Taylor, and today I'm interviewing Jane Gardner. How are you doing, girl?
Hi, happy to be here.
Yeah, so happy that you're on my channel today. It's gonna be such a fun one. I can't wait. So I know Jane. We worked on a short film together called Hysteria.
Yes.
I was casted by Kate Myers, which is a really good friend of yours.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. She's one of my best friends.
Yeah.
We knew each other from college. We were in the same sorority.
Oh, I love that.
And yeah, she's a writer, director. That was actually her directorial debut.
Oh my gosh, yes,
Yeah.
that was so much fun.
It was
so
a lot
much
of fun.
Shooting,
Yeah,
shooting
lots
with
of
you.
cool, like, we had special makeup and stuff.
Oh my god, yeah. Oh my gosh, all those little details. Yeah, you get it all comes to life. It was just so fun. It was so fun. Well, are you ready to jump into this interview?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
Here we go.
Okay, Jane. She's like, oh, here we go. I promise I won't bite your head off. Anyways, all right. So the first question for you, Jane. Tell us, where are you from, and how did you end up in Los Angeles?
Okay, so I was born and raised in Singapore,
Oh yeah.
which is over by Thailand, Malaysia. I don't know if you know where Singapore is, but people don't sometimes. It's totally fine.
Yeah.
It's 9,000 miles away from Los Angeles.
Okay,
So I was born there. I grew up there. My dad is from here.
Okay.
So that's kind of why I have this like very American California accent.
Absolutely.
But my mom is from there, and I went to school there my whole life. Grew up with this kind of best of both worlds, like American culture, Singapore culture, and I had local family there and stuff. And then I graduated high school from an American school there, so I took APs and all that stuff. You know.
Okay, yeah.
Like that American curriculum. Yeah. And then I moved here like 4 or 5 years ago to go to college.
Okay. Oh. Yeah. So you went to school. What school did you go to? Here?
So I went to UCLA.
Okay.
Yeah.
UCLA.
Yeah.
Okay,
so
cool.
I was in Los Angeles from the start.
Wow. Right from the get-go. You graduated
Yeah.
from high school and boom, you're right in Los Angeles.
Yep.
Okay. So you said your whole life you were in Singapore, but did you ever come to Los Angeles like a summertime, like just kind of like get the vibe?
So my dad was from California, but he's from NorCal. Okay. So I had been back there like every twice a year probably to like visit grandparents.
Yeah.
I'd been to LA to go to Disneyland.
Of course, gotta go to Disneyland.
Yes, when I was like a little kid, and then when we did a college tour trip around the U.S. and so I had been to UCLA. And, yeah.
So you got the vibe, you got the essence.
Yeah, my dad actually went to UCLA for grad school, so he was like seeing all the sites around LA, being like, oh, this is like
he's like telling you the plug.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, oh, this is where I went to do this. And he like knows the city. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I love that.
So
that's so cool. And so, what was your degree that you got at UCLA?
So I actually got a degree in neuroscience.
Okay, I love to ask that question because not everybody thinks, oh, they went to school for film or acting. So I like to ask.
Yeah, especially because UCLA does have a really good theater film school.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So I got a Bachelor of Science in neuroscience. Okay. And it was just something. So people are always like, oh, like why? Like what made you want to do that? I was always school was always really important to me, and along with that like science, and I really enjoyed psychology and like understanding people and from like a scientific point of view. And so
really cool.
It was something that was really important to me. I I knew that I wanted to go into acting after I graduated, but I didn't really want to try to switch majors or like switch schools because it's a whole process.
Yeah, it's a whole thing.
And I didn't want to give up on this thing that had already been a passion for me. So what I ended up doing was I minored in theater and then I also minored in film. Okay. So the two minors kind of helped balance out all of the science stuff. And still gave me like a good foundation for when I graduated.
Exactly, and I love that. So thank you for sharing your whole experience, bringing you up to this point. And that kind of goes right into my second question, which is, what inspired you to start acting? And I wanted to ask you, was that pivot somewhere in that college time? Was there a turning point right in there when you started to take that minor or something like that, or what, was it something else?
I think for me it was almost, I felt like I actually thought about it in high school when I before I graduated high school, because I had been a singer for a number of years.
I didn't know you sang, girl.
Yeah.
What's something out. Let's go. Bust it out. Bust it out.
No. Not today.
All right.
But yeah, I'll be featured a different time.
Okay. Yeah. We'll do something. We'll do a musical.
But yeah, no. So I had been involved with like choir and singing, and I took voice lessons for a number of years. And so what I realized, kind of I guess it was like my senior year in high school, was this kind of hard realization that it wasn't the music that I had enjoyed so much, and like the harmonies and like those like technical things as much as the storytelling aspect of it. And that's
a good distinction.
Yes,
not everybody finds that distinction.
Exactly, and I felt it a little like with my peers who were interested in those technical things, like the chords and like whatever, and that was never what it was about for me. But so I really enjoyed the storytelling aspect, and so I was like, okay, well, like, if that's what I love about it, if the acting in the song is what I love about it, then like
makes sense.
I feel like I should just do like straight acting.
Right.
And so it was always this kind of, I mean, I'm sure, you know, like everyone that I feel like chooses to do this has this really difficult like struggle with yourself of like, is this really what I want to do?
Exactly.
Am I really going to choose this life? Like, it's a hard thing to admit to yourself that this is what I want, and this is, and I'm willing to do anything to like achieve this. And dreams, am I right?
Yes.
But
so how was that for you, having that
I think a little bit in college, I feel like as a neuroscience student, I was surrounded by people who were pre-med. And so a lot of people that are pre-med, like for them, that's their end all dream. That's their dream. Exactly. I met people that were like, I have to be a doctor, or like doctor or bust, med school or bust. Like I have to do this.
That die-hard mentality right there.
Yeah, that feeling in your heart that like this is what I have to do.
Right.
And I guess that made me continue to realize, because it was a continuous realization, but it added to the fire of realizing, okay,
what is it that I want to do?
If like that's how those people feel about like becoming a doctor and going to med school and like becoming a heart surgeon or whatever, like it just helped me realize in myself that this is what I want to do, and like, you know, like you can't do anything. You physically feel like you just can't do anything else. Like you have to do this.
I think that's so inspiring, because it's so good to be surrounded by people who are pursuing their dreams, pursuing their passions, because it's infectious, it's contagious, it's inspiring.
It is. You like feed off of each other. Right?
Yeah. So even though they're like, wow, like that's a whole different career path that I would never see myself doing, it's still kind of crystallized for yourself. Okay, what is it that I want to do? What's the thing that makes me
What's the thing that makes me feel that way?
Yes. And once you find that, you gotta hang on to it. You gotta hang on to it, because it's so easy to get so used to just like falling in when you find something that you're good at, or you find something that's just like, oh, you know,
it's just like acceptable for right now.
Exactly.
And then like 10 years in, you're like, oh,
I'm still doing this. I didn't realize this is what my whole life is gonna look like. So that's good. It's good to surround yourself with people like that. And then from there, you just kind of knew. It was just like, I gotta be a diehard, just like them.
Yeah. And it also helped with like kind of how to plan your career, you know, because I think like with art careers, like artistic careers, people always think, oh, you're just waiting for like your big break or whatever. And, you know, like there's this kind of sense that you're not in control of your career, but it's just a career, like any other. If you want to be the top heart surgeon in like the United States, like you're gonna have to
put the
there are steps, you know, like
you had to put the
like you're gonna do like your internship, and then you're gonna do your residency or like whatever, and you're gonna have to like work your way up through these things, and you have to plan for how you're gonna do it. And like acting is like the same way, you know, like you have to take control of your own career. You can't just wait around, like
no.
And that's why like when people are like, oh, like how do you think you're gonna be successful? I'm like, well, like if I was gonna be anything else, you would just assume that, oh, you're gonna work to be successful.
I'm just not gonna lay her on the couch like, oh, you ready for me now? No, you're gonna get up and put the work in.
Exactly.
So that's so good, so good. Love that. Thank you so much for sharing that. That was awesome. Okay, so third question I have for you, Jane. Tell us, what's a struggle that you're going through, or a struggle that you've been through, just to kind of share with us, because that's the thing, we all have struggles that we're going through, so it's really cool to just kind of hear from someone else's perspective and just see what's going on in your avenue.
Okay, well, we kind of talked about this earlier, but I just got back from New Mexico where I was shooting feature film for a month.
Yeah. Ooh,
so
feature film.
Yeah, yes. Very, very exciting. It was an awesome experience, and I loved it. But obviously it came with its share of struggles. As any production does. Right. But one of the things that was, I think, for me, so I don't know if you're like an astrology girl.
Like Taurus.
Yeah. I am not at all, but
I don't really do
like
much in
I think it's complete BS. I don't agree with it at all. But while I was there, one of my really close friends from this shoot, like we hit it off right away. Yeah. And one of the days we were doing our prep work, like after we had wrapped that day, and we were just rehearsing and stuff, and she just looks at me as I'm like writing all my notes down on my binder, which I brought from home. Right. And she's like, do you believe in astrology? And I'm like, no. And she goes, okay, well, are you a Virgo? And I was like,
she knew that?
Yeah, like she just called me out. Like she was like, are you a Virgo? And I was like, one, I hate you because no, I don't believe in astrology, but two, yes, I am a freaking Virgo. What do you mean? Like, how did you, and so I understand. I'm like totally the stereotypical like Virgo of being like, I don't know, like neurotic, but like very analytical and like very perfectionist and stuff. Which I get it. It is totally me. I can see why she was like, yeah, Virgo.
Yeah, totally Virgo.
But so getting back to the struggle is one of the things that I struggled with on this production was kind of just the fact that there was like something new every single, and like a lot of things that I couldn't anticipate. Like things would just come up in a way that would like throw me off because I'm very used to like methodical structure, like, exactly. Like I like knowing things exactly. I like knowing how things are gonna go. Like absolutely being very prepared. Yeah, because that's how I kind of deal with like any neuroticism or nerves or whatever I have is like be prepared. Right. That's kind of my whole thing. So.
Yeah, like, you can nick out like half the problem just being
exactly just by being prepared and knowing what you're doing. And so not knowing what I was doing because of external things that like happened was like really hard, and I was like really overwhelmed, feeling like I wasn't gonna be able to perform my best because of it. And we kind of reached this halfway point where we were already like 2 weeks in, and they cut a week of shooting time. Okay. Which. Woo.
Yeah, well, what can you do?
It's just like, oh my god, like what are we gonna do? And obviously everyone was very stressed, and we were supposed to do like 15 scenes the next day, which is like a ton, right? And I was like, oh my god, and they told us this at like, I don't know, like 8 p.m., we're like, oh no. And I kind of just had this moment where I was like, you know what, I just have to not care, which I know sounds bad, but like I cannot keep stressing about these things that are out of my control.
Yeah, you would worry yourself into the ground.
Exactly. Like I was like I physically cannot hold on to this stress anymore. I just gotta let go. Wow. I have to like relax. Yeah. And trust in everyone else and trust in the process and just be like, okay, it's gonna be fine. Yeah. Like obviously still be prepared, right? Like I'm not gonna show up to set like not knowing my lines.
Yeah, you're gonna do your part.
Right. I'm like, but like I can only control myself and what I'm bringing, and I just have to let all of the rest of it go. Yeah, absolutely. And so that was kind of this struggle that I had for a little while, but so working on letting things go that I can't change.
Oh my god, I love that. I think that's so great because, like I said, we are going through so much, and I mean, just think about my schedule and the week that I have. It's just so much that you're going through, but you have to be able to just at some point be like, okay, I can only put in what I can, and then the rest I just have to let it go and see where the chips may fall.
Just gotta do your best.
Do your best.
That's all that you can do,
and that's
right?
Enough.
Like it is enough. Like that's and then we showed up to set the next day and we did like 4 scenes and it was fine. Oh my god. So like it was totally fine, and I was like, thank God I didn't spend all night stressing about this.
Yeah. Like what if you had? Like you would have been like,
I know, I would have been like, oh my god.
And then you've been like, wow.
Yeah, like when you study really hard for a test and then your professor's like, oh, actually it's postponed, and you're like,
to next week. Yeah.
Yeah, so
you know what I went through.
Yeah, exactly.
To make sure I was ready today.
Yeah. Exactly. So
I love that.
Yeah, it was totally fine. Yeah. And you just have to trust the people that you're with, and like, you know, like it's gotta be okay.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that so much. All right. Well, that leads us to our fourth and final question, Jane. Tell us, what's a piece of advice that you can share with us to empower us as we pursue this dream and pursue our career?
Yeah. Okay. So I think the biggest like thing that I've learned and advice that I would share for aspiring actors is kind of going back to what I said before about like not like letting go of the things that you can't control is just being enough and like knowing yourself and just truly feeling that you are enough, that you're gonna do your best, and that's going to be good enough. And that's all that you can do, because not only because that's good for you as an actor and a person to truly love yourself, but also it comes across, you know, like
with everything you
people
do.
Feel your energy when you walk into a room, and if you're confident and you feel like you belong there, they're going to feel that, and they're going to like that, and want to work with you, because you know who you are, and you know that you belong here, and that you're gonna be good, and you're gonna be great, and it's gonna be great.
I know. So, I love that. I love that.
It's really hard work, you know. Like loving yourself can be really difficult. Like it can be. I feel like actors have so many insecurities about like always wanting to meet the expectations, always wanting to like fit the role, fit whatever. Like what are you looking for? You know. But it's not, and it's like not about that. And you just have to know that it's about like you and what do you bring, and you have to believe that what you bring is special and unique, and just
they can't get it from nowhere else.
Exactly. Okay. Yeah. Right. Exactly. Like I am so special. Listen.
Right.
Yeah, but truly, like just having that confidence and knowing that when you walk in, this is where you are supposed to be.
Yeah, and I feel like more times than not, I like to say this a lot because I don't say it often enough. But like when you're submitting, you're putting yourself out there for projects, and you don't get booked for it, it's not about you. It's not about you. Like, exactly. As actors, we take things so personally, and we're so vulnerable, and just like they rejected me. When no, in actuality, it's like maybe you weren't tall enough. Maybe you look like their ex. Maybe it was the director's ex, which is like unfortunate. But it's just like there's so many things that are out of our control when it comes to the technical. Actually putting a film together and producing it and making it all perfect, and maybe you, for whatever reason, it just didn't work out for you, but doesn't mean that you're not enough, that what you bring is not worthy to be on set or anything like that.
Yeah, actually one of my like favorite pieces of advice from this book called Self-Management for Actors.
Ooh, Armani Gillespie!
Yeah, read it. Yes. It has tons of great advice, but one of the things that I love is this line where she says, a no is not personal, but a yes is personal. Yes, right?
I remember reading that.
You'll get so many no's, like for all of these reasons that you're talking about that have absolutely nothing to do with you. But a yes is you. Yes. It's that you are the perfect. Like everything has aligned.
Everything's combination
to make you the perfect choice for this. That's what a yes means. And so like you don't have to worry about none of the no's, right? Like all the no's are just. Like those are the odds of the game, and as long as you know that your odds are 100 to 1, and you play those odds, you play the game.
Keep playing it. You keep playing it.
Right. You keep submitting. You keep like okay, an audition is a success, right?
Yes. And that actually reminds me. As someone told me, like actors are actually like diehard gamblers because that's what we do. I mean, we gamble. We put all this time and energy in. It's just like I don't know, like what's gonna happen, but I'm gonna keep drilling it. I'm gonna keep putting this money down. I'm gonna win today. But that's the thing. In the positive way of it, it's just like the tenacity, the drive, the energy that you're putting yourself into it. And
you're taking your wins where you can get them.
Exactly. You're cashing out like, okay, I got a couple chips. Let me just go ahead and buy out. You know. Exactly. And then also too, there was another thing I wanted to share, just kind of like you're saying about the no's being not personal and the yes being personal. I remember getting an audition like right when I got here. Like I got this like large opportunity for like an Amazon limited series. I was like, okay. I just got here. I'm about to
you're fresh off the boat. you're like, oh yes, this is my
let's do this. I was like, I'm set. Here we go. But I remember doing that audition and just like putting everything I had to it, like everything that I had trained so far, just like putting the time in and just letting it work for me. Like you said, letting it go. Like I did the work, and then when I went in the room, I just let it go. And it was like one of those experiences where you just like, I'm so grateful to have done this, like this time and space that I, do this. And long story short, I didn't get it. You can actually see the actor who got casted for it. And she was a well-known actress from South Africa, very well established. Name actor. Yeah. And so it was one of those moments where it's just like, you know what, I didn't get this opportunity, but I was able to get into the room, and I was able to be in front of that well-known casting director. And I've heard so many times, time and again, like, it's not about booking the role, it's about booking the room.
Yes, I've heard that so many times.
Yes, really showing the work.
And it is. Yeah, it's like, because who knows what that casting director is going to cast in the future.
Yeah, right? She may have been like, oh, like, this role just got booked for this character, because we know her experience. But this girl, I want to bring her in for another opportunity or something like that.
New, something independent she's working on, or maybe something else like for Amazon again. Like,
exactly. So continue like putting the work in. You just don't know when that break's gonna happen. And I'll say this last thing before we go, because I feel like we brought this whole thing together. But I just feel like it's so important at the end of the day. Like you're doing this because you love this, and then at the same time you're just allowing yourself to just enjoy it, to really like live in those moments. Because I could have been so stressed out. Yeah, I could have been so stressed out about, oh my gosh, like this director, oh my god, he's so well known, and this producer, oh my god, like I could have been so like in my head and heady about, all the other stuff, but just allow myself just to be free and vulnerable and, emotional with what was happening in that scene. And that was just so much fun. So again, it's just so important to, what is your why? Are you what is your die-hard, passion?
What is your fire?
Yeah, what is your fire?
Like, what is driving you? What do you want to do more than anything else in the world?
Exactly.
And if it's this, to just be so grateful that we get to do this. And like take all of the lessons, all of the stress and everything, because like you're gonna be stressed no matter what you do.
Either way.
So
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Just having that gratitude of being like, I'm so happy I get to do this and like make this my life.
Yes. Okay, and now around it, one more thing. One more thing. We keep bouncing off each other. But there's this quote by Jim Carrey that I love. I posted.
Oh my god, I know this one.
I'll have you say it then, because it's so inspiring and I loved it, and I just felt like it really encapsulated what we're doing. So share it.
Okay, I think he was giving a speech to like recent college grad, or about to be college grads, right? And he's sharing a story about his dad, I think, who like worked really hard at this job, and like obviously the job like was
he was an accountant, right?
I don't remember what it was.
He was an accountant.
It was something that he didn't love doing, but it like served the purpose.
Yeah,
right? Like he raised his family.
He's trying to provide for them,
and he like worked really hard, and then he lost his job, and it sent the family into like a tailspin, and that's what made Jim Carrey realize, okay, you know what? Like if you can fail at something that is like an accountant or like whatever your like imagined 9-to-5 job or whatever that you think is like stable and secure and like it's gonna be like no stress at all, like whatever that is for you, it's still possible for it to be stressful, for you to fail completely and be like left out on the dirt. So if you can fail at that, at what you think is the most secure thing in the world, why not try and pursue something that you're scared because you think it's not secure. Right? Because there is no security.
There is no security.
Anything can happen in life. So like, why not go for this thing that sets your heart on fire and really, really makes you like happy to be alive?
Absolutely. Yes, that is exactly what the quote was about. And it's cool that you knew exactly like Yes. So I mean, if you're gonna fail at anything, why not fail at the thing you love doing the most? Yeah, but it's just like, I mean, let's say, you took the safe route and were accountant, and you like went all these, try to get up down the line to be successful, but it was just like not your passion.
Like,
and then
not to knock accountants.
Not to knock them.
Maybe you love it. I don't know.
Yeah. We had to say that disclaimer to all the accountants. We see you. We love all the work that you do, accountants. But like, if it's not your passion, but you choose to go into something that's more stable, that has more stability for sure, and then you fail at it, you get laid off. You spent your whole life pursuing this career, doing it. why not go for the thing that makes you most happy? So, yeah, I think that's a great way to button up this interview. Thank you so much, Jane.
Thank you. I know. We could talk for hours.
We literally just kept going. It was just like, okay, awesome.
It's okay. I'll be back to that musical episode, right?
Yes. Okay, rain check. She's coming back to sing for us, so stay tuned for that. So Jay, tell us before we wrap this up, tell us where we can stay in touch with you, where can we follow you and be inspired by all the stuff that you're gonna be doing or have already done. Yes, inspired.
I guess the best way to keep in touch with me is probably just follow me on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
It's at Jane X Gardner, so JaneXGardner.
Perfect. Oh my gosh, guys, go follow, support other actors, other artists. If you enjoyed this interview, make sure you like, make sure you share, make sure you if anything, subscribe. It will take 2 seconds.
Yes. Give this girl subscribe.
A little button.
Exactly.
Helps us out,
Yeah.
But until next time, thank you guys so much. Thank you, Jane, again.
Thank you for having me.
And we're gonna
Thanks
have
for
more.
watching.
Yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.